Hello friends, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel. I'm crafting and making a mess here. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you will enjoy this video with me and craft along with me. So I guess this is a little craft with me, but I'm doing something that I've never done before, and that using things that I haven't, well, I can't say I haven't used them, but a lot of these things I have not used very much. So what I'm doing is making tassels. So I made 3 this morning already. I made 2 on a live with Maria, and so I'm making a video for my channel. So these are the 2 I made with Maria. They started out to be like a purple theme, but they ended up being like blue, purple, and pink. So what I made these 2 out of were ribbons, lace, eyelash trim. There's some twine in here, different yarns and ribbons. So just a conglomeration of different things. And I think it turned out really pretty. And so I'm going to show you how I made them. And just in case you've never made a tassel before, I'm going to say, use what you have. Look around for what you have strips of, and then see if you can put them together. It can be all different colors. It can be coordinated. It can be all one color. It can be all one thing. It's just see what happens. Just have some fun and experiment with what you have. So all I did was my strips. I started out with my strips of whatever I was using and made them about 12 inches long. Okay, so then we're going to make one together, but this is one. I have beads on I have some beads on the strands. I put a charm or a pendant up here at the top. This is a peacock. This one's hanging on a jump ring. And I used a little notebook ring up here to hold it all together. So that's one. But we're going to go through the detailed construction of them in just a second. This one is also the same types of colors as that one, because I made these two at the same time. It's made the same way, beads on the strands, and this one has a little heart charm or heart pendant up here. And I might actually take this off. It's hanging okay, but it actually could use a jump ring. Let me see real quick, and I'll show you what I pulled out here. I don't really have any jump rings right now, but I have, I think I have a couple. I didn't pull them out though, but I have these too. These I just got in a bag of goodies at a thrift store. I didn't go out looking for these, but they were in there. I was like, oh yeah, those are cool. Maybe I can use those, And so, let me see. I used one on this next tassel here. So let me just see if this hangs, if I can get this on here, and if it will, and then if I can get it on here, I know it will hang better. So I just kind of loop it over, pull it, oh it does, goes right down, see? Little hook, and then I can, I can either put it on there now, or it has this little, it opens, so I can hook it, and if it was a solid ring, I could hook it into something. But I'll just put it right on there, and now it's going to hang better. See? Yeah, I think so. I like it. So, okay, so that's the second one I did. And then, sorry if my head's getting in there in the camera. And then this is the third one I just did. After Maria's live, I did this one pretty much on my own. But this one, I started out with this burgundy yarn right here. And then you can see where it went. I just was kind of I stayed kind of with dark colors, except I threw a light blue in there for some color. There's some fabric in here. There's fabric in all of them. It was yarns, fabrics, everything. There's some beads on there. I used some wood beads that I had, and they're kind of easy to get over the little strands too. So they have a wide hole, so they're a little bit easier to get over the strands. And then I put this little elephant on one of those hooks, so he is on there. There's a little owl on here, a little owl bead. That's wax string there that I used in this one. So just whatever you have strands of, you can put in a tassel. And you can see it's big and fluffy and pretty. I don't have anything in particular in mind that I'm going to hang these on. Like I'm not making journals right now. I mean, I'm making journals right now, but I don't have any that these particularly go with. So I'm just using what I have, and when I have something that they'll go with, then I'll have some ready, right? This is so big and fluffy. It's so pretty. I think I put more than 12 strands in here. I just kept going until I was happy with how thick it was, you know? So no rules, you know, just whatever you are feeling. So I started to do another one, and let me get all my little eyelashes cleaned up here. But I started to do another one. I pulled out some fabric, and I was tearing a strip or two off, and then I ended up pulling up all of these strips for this fabric. I ended up making all of these strips. Let's see, and I had another fabric too that I made into strips, and I was like, I wonder what it would be if we not just use fabric, but use all of these fabrics, or all of these, or maybe this would be two, you know. I just wonder what that would be like. But we'll add some things into these. Okay, so this would be one. We'll divide this one into two, because this is a lot of fabric. And I tore the fabric in different widths, like this one especially. There's some, you can see this one's thicker, this one's thinner. Kind of like, pretend like they are ribbons, like, you know how ribbons are different widths. So that's what I was pretending, like these were ribbons. And I was making ribbons. So this can be another one, and this can be another one. So we can make three, at least three, maybe more if I feel like these are too many fabrics in this one. But I don't think it will be. But let's add some colors of different items I have pulled out here to see what we can do with a lot of fabric in one. You know, I think this would be really neat. So with this one, you can see it's kind of neutrals. There's a little bit of blue in there. So let's see what I can pull out that goes with this one first. And then we'll get all of our strands lined up, and then see if we can make some quick tassels. It is pretty quick to make these if you haven't made them before, and I just want to encourage you to make them, because I think that, I'm grabbing sorry, I need to reach over here. I left my scissors over here because I was cutting some wire over there. But yeah, if you haven't done it before, today's the first day I made some. I never made them before, and I was like, you know, I've got to conquer my fear. I kind of had a fear of making tassels. And so I was like, I've got to conquer this fear. You know, it looks easy, but for some reason in my head, I was thinking it was hard. Well, it is easy. It's easy, okay? So I'm here to testify that it is easy. So anyway, I put a neutral eyelash in there. Let's see what else I have. I have some brown. You see how there's brown in there? I have a brown. This is almost like a thread here. But I'm going to put it in there. I don't know, it might have come off something, but it's sitting here, so it's going in. And I have a little pile of all my extra little pieces I'm putting over here for something else. That does look pretty, that little strand right there. Okay, whoops. So, and here's some thicker brown. It might have come off of here, actually. But yeah, because this is coming a little bit unraveled. But when it's in a tassel, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to put this thicker piece in here too. Okay. These I'm not doing yet, unless I see something that goes with these. I'll go, well, this could go, but it's a little, well, maybe I'll go ahead and put it in there. I have this one sitting here. So we'll go ahead and add one of these. Kind of matchy-matchy, but we're just going to do it. We're just not going to think about it too much. We're just going to do it and get it done. Okay, so that one we used, the brown one we used. So I'm going to put that over to the side. Of course, you can pull out more than one of each thing too, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I want 2 of these brown threads in here. I got the thin one, I got the thicker one. Let's put one more in there. You know, you can put 2 or 3, whatever you want, however many you want. So we use that brown one. Here's another brown eyelash. Let's see if I can find the end on this. This is an eyelash trim fun. I did use it a few minutes ago, I thought, but it seems to be rather wound around, but I think I used it a minute ago, so maybe I can find the end real quick here. If not, we'll just move on and use something else. But I would like to use it if I can. If I can find the end of it. Huh. Oh, gotta love eyelash trim. Anyway, this one's taken too long, I think, for me to find the end of it. Well, maybe I found it. Okay, here's something. All right, I think I found it. This is really, like, look at this. This is a really furry eyelash. Can you imagine having eyelashes like that, right? So fun, right? Okay, and this looks really good in a tassel, though. It really does. Just lots of fluffiness added with that. Okay, so we've got another brown one. Let's see, what else do we have here? Here's a nice strand of brown ribbon. We're going to add that. We need some blue in there, don't we? I don't know if I have anything. Here's some blue and green here. It's got blue and green on this pretty ribbon or yarn or whatever this is. If I don't make a knot in it, then we can use it. Yes, that'll be pretty in there. Let's see if it will look good in our other one here. We need some brighter colors in here, but I'm going to go ahead and add it to here. It's a nice little different texture too, you know. Sometimes it's about texture, sometimes it's about color, or sometimes it's about both. So we're going to go ahead and add this one in here too. Okay, so we used that one. Okay, let's see what else we can use. I've got some kind of violet, some orange, some green. But let's see what I have in those colors, and also blues to add to here. So let me see what I have here. I have some light blue, but I don't know if I want to use that. It's kind of baby blue. I don't think I want to go. I think that's a little. I don't really want to do that. I don't like that one. I like it, but I don't want to use it here. This is a kind of a navy. I don't think that one goes. I've got burgundy, purple, black. Okay, I don't want to use those. I've got, let's see, in here. This one would actually be really pretty with this, wouldn't it? I think so. Let's try it. Let's try it. This is a pretty yarn. Now, the only reason I'm saying use what you have, and I was very fortunate to receive a lot of these in Happy Mail. So that's why I have these. I didn't go out and buy all of these trims and yarns and things. But it's amazing what you get in Happy Mail, and then you know how handy it comes in, because you know, like, I never went out and bought any of things like this, but then when I got it, I was like, oh, you know, look what I can do with things that I got in Happy Mail that I never would have thought of even really buying. But now that I have them, you know, then you think of different ways to use them. So it's kind of like almost like a challenge. You challenge yourself to find different ways. I think this would be pretty with this one. To use the things you get in Happy Mail. So it's very awesome to get different things in Happy Mail. But anyway, this has got different colors in it. It's really actually very pretty. And it looks like, I don't know, it's like eyelashy, and I don't know what I have here. Let's see if I can get it unwound. We'll see what it is. I've never used this one before, so let's see what it looks like. It's very interesting, right? Very textured looking. Sometimes if I can't get it unwound, I will just pass and use it later. But if I can, it could be quite interesting. This is Saturday. This is my Saturday craft with me that I'm doing. You know, I mean, this is the day I have the most. Saturday and Sunday is the days I have the most time to craft usually. Oh, there we go. Oh, isn't that neat? Look at this. It's like, how did this happen? Who made this? You know, did a factory make this or what? But it's so cool. It's like got some eyelash, got some yarn hanging off. Don't know if you can really see that, but hopefully you can, because it's really neat. And then it's different colors too, pinks and greens, which I think will go with this one. And that would look really pretty with these little pieces of yarn hanging off. Now that's kind of an idea, like, you know, you could almost do that on purpose. Tie pieces of yarn onto your You know, I don't think I've seen anybody do that, but you could actually tie pieces of yarn onto your strands to make it more fluffy and chunky if you wanted to. This I'm putting, I think I'm going to put 2 of these because this is so cool that I think it's going to look really neat throughout this tassel. So let's do that. Let's use it, you know. Let's use it. And you know, sometimes we want to use up. We have a lot of stuff. We need to use up some stuff. So let's see. So we've got, let's see what other color. I'm just going to go through my colors. I've got yellow and green. Let's see, this green. I've got like a mossy green in here, but then we have the yellowish green here in this yarn. So both of these colors could go. I'm going to put this down as potential. This one's pink, but it's a light like baby pink, and this is a light yellow, so I'm going to skip on that one. This one's like a rainbow, so I'm going to skip on that one. I've got some fabrics here. I've got some yellow. Let's see, we have orange in here. I'm not sure. I'm going to put this one as potentially could be used. I've got all of these ribbons here that I got out, but I don't think, let's see, this is a peach. I wonder how this, actually this would look good in both of them, wouldn't it? Well, it would especially look good in this one. Add some nice bright color to it. I'm going to go for this one on this tassel here. I think that would add a nice, I like color, so I don't think I'm afraid of color, so yeah, I'm just going to go for this peach here. And it is a wider ribbon, so I'm just going to add 1 piece for now. If I need a piece later, it'll be here. Let's see, did I add this? Because it looks really, oh yeah, I did add it here. Okay, it's in my used pile. I just forgot that I used it. Okay, what else? Let me grab this bag here. There's some orange in here. We've got orange, and there's some browns in here, and I haven't used anything out of this bag before, I don't think. So this could be quite interesting. We've got, this would look great there. Oh, there's some really good colors in here. Let me pull these all out of here. Okay, awesome. These are gonna be pretty. These are gonna be pretty. Look at this. Oh my goodness. This is perfect. And look at the different colors in here. Rust and brown and beige. Kind of really pretty colors. That's perfect for that one. Shall we put 2? I want it to be fluffy. I like fluffy tassels. I think I'm, you know, like I said, this is the first day I've made them, but I think I'm a fluffy tassel person. Now, do we want to put it in this one too? It does have oranges in it, like the fabric has oranges in it. Is it too dark? I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to put this one over in the potential pile in case I want to come back to it. The person that sent me Happy Mails put little stickers on everything so I would know what it is, what kind of yarn and things it is. This is from Norway. It's really cool. There was one from Italy. Yarn from Italy, yarn from Norway. So this, I think this is the one from Norway, and it's orange, so it'll match. This one will match both of them. Well, we put orange in here, but there wasn't really orange in there, but this had browns in it, so now we have oranges from this yarn. So now we're adding more orange. We can always take it out if we don't like it, but there was definitely orange in this fabric here, so let's add some orange. I'm not afraid of orange. I love orange. So we are going for it. Love colors, all colors. So all right, this one was in there. It's a brown ribbon. Let's see, a brown, I don't know if this is considered ribbon, but anyway, I'm calling it ribbon. So we're gonna add some of this pretty textural looking ribbon. It may be a little dark for this one, so I think because it's got like almost like black or a dark brown on the outside where it's holding the like little pieces in the middle of the two strings, and that's dark. So I think it's too dark for these two. So I'm going to put that over there in our used pile. Let's see, this yellow was in there. Yellow we're not really doing. Yellow we put in our potential pile, but I think this is really too light for any of these. I'm going to put that in our done pile. This is more black and gray, maybe almost like a blue tint, which I don't think goes, so I'm putting that in our done pile. Okay, what else do we have here? We have some neutrals in this one. This is pinks, light blue, pink, or hot pink, light bluish gray. So I don't think any of these colors go. I'm gonna pass on that one. There's all sorts of colors in here, but don't think they really go with our tassels that we're doing right now. There's a tan in here, which I like, but the other two I'm gonna pass on, but this one I might try in here. Let's see, so we're going to try this one. We're going to try some out of this bag. Here's some eyelash that is looking good in the bottom here. Let's see if I can grab that out of the bottom. This neutral colored beige eyelash right here. See if I can pull that out. And the rest will stay in there. This one, there's some neutral right here. And the rest I probably will leave. There's some orange in here. Let me see what this is. Is this this mixed with black? I think, unless it's just, I think that's all one thing. I might pass on that. I might pass on that one. Different colored. I'm going to pass on that. Okay. Let's get these going. Let's see if we can find an end here real quick. I think I see it. That wasn't too bad. So yeah, then this will lighten this back up. Yeah, that looks good. It needed something lighter. It's getting dark there, wasn't it? And that's very eyelashy. Do we want some of this over here? We don't have too much eyelash over here, or I don't know. I think I think it might actually be even too light for this one. I can leave it in our potential pile and come back to it though. Let me wind that back up. For right now, I'm going to put one in here, and then if I want more, I'll grab it out of our potential pile. This one, let's see. Yes, this almost looks like suede. This looks like a strip of suede. It's probably some kind of yarn, but it looks like a strip of suede. And that can go, well, I don't know. I'm going to keep that in our neutral. This is kind of more, I'm calling this neutral, even though it's probably not neutral. So I'm putting two of the suede in there. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and put a strand of twine in our neutral here, a strand or two, because it's neutral and I don't want to forget to use it. I need to use more of this twine, or I need to use this twine up. So just sitting in my drawer over there. Like I said, pull out anything that is you can make into a strip. I've actually got some kind of off-white string over there I could use if I wanted to go get it. I don't know if I want to go get it, but let's see, here's some ribbon. I can use a piece of this. It was hiding over there. I forgot about it. Yeah, let's use a piece of this. Let's snip that off and get that in there. We might even use two of those just to add some, bulk to our, tassel. Okay, I hope this video doesn't get too long, but I didn't really plan on making 3. I just was cutting these strips of fabric, and I was like, well, this needs to be 2. I've got too many, unless we make it into one big one. And we're getting we're not too bad on the time yet. So we'll just go for a little bit more, but here's some very nice neutral here. This is really pretty too. If I can, again, get it unwound, and I can, yes. Look how cool that is. Doesn't that look neat? Looks like little knots on there. But what a nice little strand it will be in my tassel here. And I want 2 of those. Those are so cool. I can just see those in there. You know what I mean? Can you picture them in there after the tassel is done? You can just picture those little knots and stuff in there. Very cool. Do we want it in this one? It would brighten it up if I wanted to. I'm going to put it in my potential pile here. And then here we've got a brown, 2 browns, or a brown and a green, and a white. The white might actually look good in this one here, wouldn't it? Yeah, and this is black, so we're going to pass that one. This is Italy yarns, and eyelash. I think it's actually eyelash yarn, not eyelash trim. But I don't know. I'm not an expert on eyelash anything. So this green one will probably just go in this one here. Although this did have some mossy green in it, didn't it? Maybe I'll put it in this one too. Mossy green for everybody. Mossy green eyelash. It almost looks like a weed, doesn't it? Like a weed. All right, get off of me. Okay. I'm not counting my strands. I just want to get them full enough to where I think they're going to be nice and fluffy. Okay, it's going to be fun putting these all back away, isn't it? Because I am making a mess. Okay, I said the white one might look good in these 2. This is almost white too, isn't it? And it looks really pretty. Huh. This one, let's see what this is. See what it looks like. If I can get it undone. These are put in here so nice and neat. I haven't had any trouble. It always looks like can I get it undone? And then it's just put in there so nice and neat that I always find the end of it easily. So, very nice. Well, this looks like a bird nest. I just looked at it, I was like, that looks like a bird nest. I think I will go ahead and put, because there's white around the flowers here. And that'll add a nice little bright touch to these strands, I think. In fact, and I can see it just running through the tassel. It would look so pretty. So I'm going to put 2 of those. I mean, why not? You know? Add some pretty texture there. Okay. That is really pretty. Okay. One more, and maybe we'll be ready to get these made into a tassel. This is an eyelashy. Okay, this is nice and neutral, so I'm just putting it in this one here. Okay. One more maybe. All right, let's see if we have enough to make a tassel. It looks like we might. It looks like they might be fluffy enough. Okay. Yes, I think we are good to go. Okay, let me find 3. Let me look at this one. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good. You know what? I might add, see this ribbon here? I might add one of those to these 2 too. I think that'll fill it out nicely. Let's add 2 to each one. And then these will be nice and filled out, I think, too. Okay, so those 2 are going with that one. These 2 are going to go with this one. Add some nice other color in there. These are really windy. They don't want to lay down for me. Okay. I was going to make some paper clips with you too, with the little cutoffs and things, but that might have to be a separate video because this one's probably going to get too long. Okay, so I'm going to pick out three little things. I want to make sure they are, because I have one that I went like that and it was like loose, like it was broken, so I want to make sure I have 3 good ones to use here. This one's good. 2 and 3. Some of them are hard to get apart. Yeah, that goes together well. Very hard, but good. That's what you want. You want it to stay together. So let's see if we can get it wrapped around here. Oh, and like I said, oh, I didn't say it to you yet. Twist it a little bit if you feel like it's like, if you can't get your ring. Like if you have a smaller ring like this, if you have a bigger ring, you might not have any trouble, but you can use whatever size ring you want. Or you can use a ring that doesn't even come apart, you know. These, I just happen to have these notebook rings in all different sizes, so that's what I'm using. Because I have used these in my journals and things, so. Let's see, this is the hard one to get clasped. Got to use my finger muscles on this one. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. Okay, one clasp. Okay, this is going together. I'm going to move this down here on the bottom. And everything else is probably good. You can move your strands around and balance them out a little bit if you want to. Okay, twist and get my little notebook ring around here. Okay, 2, well, I'll go ahead and fold it in half. And then 3. Again, I'm going to move these around, one on each side. And twist. And notebook ring. Okay. Now at this point, you can use whatever you want to tie it off. You could use whatever you have. You don't have to use anything special. A ribbon, a piece of string, a piece of wax cord, whatever you want. I think I might use, let me see, let me think about this for a second. I think I'm going to use a piece of something matching here. Let me see what I have sitting here that can tie good. I want something that can tie good, and I might grab, first of all, I might grab a piece of wax cord or a piece of ribbon. Let me think about this for a second and look at my ribbons here. I want a piece of ribbon that matches and something that will tie off nice and flat. Like, I don't want to use eyelash trim, you know what I mean? I want to use a flat piece of ribbon, but I want it to be thin, a thin piece of ribbon too, not wide is what I mean. So what do I have? I kind of, okay, here's something here. This would be perfect. This suede, I called it suede ribbon. I'm going to do it like as long as my ribbon here. I'm going to use it, I might use it for all 3. And if I, and I will cut it off if I can find what I did with my scissors. Isn't it funny how things disappear right in front of you? I probably put my stuff on top of my scissors. Well, I have another pair. Oh, here they are. Found 2 pairs here. Okay, so got a piece here, and I've got more if I need it. So I'm going to put that right over there so I can find it. And we're going to turn these this way. Get an extra piece of little scrap fabric. Okay, so I'm going to do this one first. And I'm just going to take it, I'm going to twist it, not that it's going to stay twisted, but I just want to see. My ribbon, one of my ribbons is it caught in there? This one's caught in the, and this is the hard one, but it's caught in the it was caught in the where it comes together. Okay, there we go. Pull everything down. I could twist it, but it's not going to stay twisted, so I'm not going to even try to twist it. I'm just going to put this underneath so I can tie it off here. My notebook ring is on top, and then I'm just going to bring this up evenly. And I made it long like this. It could have been a little longer, but it's going to be part of my tassel after I tie it off. So I'm pulling it, but not completely tight yet. I want to pull this, I want to pull all of this down so it's all down in my, where I'm going to tie it off, you know. I want it tight at the top. I don't want it, you know, bunching up or some kind of loose looking ribbon at the top. I want it all tight here at the top. So I pulled it down. Now I'm pulling this tight. I'm just going to tie a knot and another knot, double knot. Okay, holding it tight and tying another second knot there. Okay, so it is nice and secure. You can see it's not coming undone. All right, now if you're worried about it, you could have cut a longer string and wrapped it around a few times. In fact, maybe we'll try that with the second one just to see how it looks and how we like it. But that one is actually done at this point, because now this, you know, at this point I'm just going to add a charm maybe if I want to. You don't have to add a charm at the top. I have them, so I need to use them up. I have some big pendants and things, but you can see how pretty it is already. With the fabrics, I used all those fabric strips in here and all the little different fibers and things. You can see how pretty that is. And then we can cut it at the bottom here a little bit. I'm not going to cut it yet, because when you put beads on here, you make a knot under the bead. In case we run out of time, I'll tell you now. You put a knot under the bead, so whatever you're putting it on, say you put it on this right here, and see how long this one is. If I cut it off now and then I put a bead on there, it's going to get shorter, because we're going to put a bead. Say we put a bead on here, tie a knot or two under the bead, and then this is going to get shorter. So I would say if you're going to put beads on there, put the beads on there first, and then if you want to trim the bottom a little more evenly, you can after you put the beads on. So let's go ahead and do these two here, and put my little thread over here. And this is very long. You can see I have plenty to do both of these, so I'm going to use it for both of these. The other one that I just did, I made about a foot long, so I'm going to make this one a little bit longer so I can wrap it around a few times. So let me see how long this is. Yeah, I got plenty of string here, so I'm going to pull out quite a bit so we can wrap around here and see how that looks. All right. Again, no need to twist. It's not going to stay. It's not going to stay. So let's make sure we have everything where we want it, like, so that when we have it tied, everything will just be all kind of mixed up and pretty, you know, placement kind of thing. Okay, I think that looks good. Not that I moved anything around. See, if I twist it, it's not going to stay. So no need, but to pull it tight at least, you know, pull it tight. And then we're going to start our first knot. Get this even. Oops, it came off. Get back in there. Get back in under there. Okay. This I need to pull down a little bit. Okay, got him balanced. Okay, I'm just going to start my knot and then pull it tight at the top. Okay, let me just pull this under, pull this tight. I'm going to pull it tight in a second. I just want to start tying this and then I can pull it tight. Okay. Okay. Get it under, a little fiddly, as Tracy Fox would say. That's her word, I think, fiddly. I like that. A little fiddly. Perfect word to describe it, right? Okay, so pull it tight. See, we've got all our ribbons on there tight. Now this time we said we're going to wrap it around a little bit. So let's wrap it a couple of times. 1, 2. And this can actually add to the look of it too, a thicker little wrap around here. And I'll wrap the other one around a couple of times. Still a little fiddly. Okay, so I think we got plenty of wraparounds there. Pulling it tight and tying a knot. Make sure it's pulled nice and tight, and then tie our knot. Okay. Now we tied 2 knots, but I'm going to tie one more knot. I feel like I need another knot. I don't know if I don't think I tied a double knot on the top, so let's do that because we don't want that to come off or loose. Okay, see now it's tied around twice each string each way. And we've got 2 more strings to add to our little tassel. This is what it looks like so far. Now our little strings straightened out here. Move them around a little bit if you want. Like this one can go over here. And you can see how they all looked intertwined here as far as hanging, how they hang. All very pretty, right? All the different little pieces. I think the different pieces really look pretty, you know, all the different pieces. And here's the other one. So this one is going to be similar to this one. These two are the same. And I've got my other string here. I probably don't need this much, but I'm going to go ahead and see if I can use it because it's, by the time I cut some off, I'm just going to be basically have a scrap, and you know, then what am I going to do with it? Might as well use it up here if I can. Okay. Let me pull this down tight. Even after you start pulling on it, you can pull it tighter and then push this up. You know, just kind of work with it. Just work with it. Don't panic. This is just the fiddly part. Okay, pulling everything tight still as we go. Now my second knot in this part, and then we're going to do some wraparound to use up this piece of yarn here. I don't want to cut any of this off, but I don't have to. I want to use it up here and make a pretty little wraparound. Let's just pay attention to what we're doing here. Kind of like wrap it around tightly, you know, but I'm kind of like winding down here, winding down the tassel. And maybe I'll go back up now. Make it nice and, well, I can't go that far. I need some to hang, don't I? I get carried away. Okay, getting carried away there, Sherry. Okay, now this side, let's wind this down. Now hold this one tight. Wind this down until it's about the length of my tassel here. So let's keep winding. It's about, by the time I tie it now, it'll be good. So I've got both pieces in front here that I can tie off. And I used up that whole piece of yarn, so I don't have any stragglers or scrap yarn here. Okay, tie a double knot again, nice and secure. Okay, there we go. Another pretty one. So we did 3. Straighten out all our little thingies. So pretty, right? Kind of separating them. Okay. Kind of have to comb it a little bit. Okay. All right, there's 3 there. Now, I don't think I have any charms ready, but let me look real quick and see what time it is. I could take a few more minutes if y'all don't mind. I was going to show you one thing. Instead of the charms, let me show you one little trick I learned about putting beads on. So I took this wire out of some wired ribbon. You know how you have the wire ribbon? And I just took this out of one side of a piece of wired ribbon. It's about 4 inches long, 5 inches, maybe even 6 inches long. Okay, a little trick I learned on getting beads onto your strings. Okay, so say we want to put a bead on here. You see how thick that is and how your hole is this big. This is actually a big hole for a bead, you know. It's not like a little tiny hole where, you know, like you usually have in beads, but these are wood beads and they have a little bit bigger hole. So say I want to put this on here, but how am I going to get that in there? It's, you know, going to be like impossible or hard. So all I did was take this wire. Now Maria showed me this morning. So I thought, well, let me try that because I was having a hard time getting beads on here. So you wrap your wire around and kind of make it even here at the end, your two ends. And you have your loop there. And then you just put this in your bead and you pull your yarn or whatever, ribbon or whatever through. And there you go. It's on. And it's really easy, okay? Isn't that easy? It almost stays on without a knot. I mean, you can probably play it by ear. Like, this is grabbing. This is grabbing. I mean, unless you pull on this, this is not going to come off. Okay, but if you have a more slippery one, then you're going to want to tie a knot under there. That's not slippery. Want to try it with a thicker one? I haven't tried it with something this thick. Let's try it and see how this works. Because I haven't tried it. Maybe it doesn't work. If it doesn't work on one, then just don't put a bead on that one, you know. Put it on the ones that will go through your beads or your buttons or whatever you're using. Maria was using buttons this morning and that was really pretty. So, yep, look, it pulls that thick ribbon right through there. So, isn't that pretty? And it's staying right there. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? With a little bead on there. So I'm going to be adding a lot of beads on here. So that's how I do the beads. And then you saw me put that elephant onto the other one with the little hook. And you can use if you have some jump rings, you can use jump rings. Let's see, I have another peacock. I have a cross. Cross would look good on this one with the amber. Let's do this one real quick and see if this will go on one of those little hooks. That will be pretty, and then we'll be done. And then you know how to do the buttons. I mean the beads. I showed you that, and then you know how to put on a... If you haven't, maybe you already know how, and you're just watching, so I'm not teaching you anything new, but just having fun. You can finish yours off and craft with me, right? If you're not learning it. There, it went right on. Those are awesome. Wow, I'm so glad I found those. At a thrift store. Didn't buy them new. They were just at the thrift store, and I thought, wow, those could be really cool. So, and if you leave your little opening at the top, then you can always open these up and add something if you need to, these notebook rings, but this just clips on there. And there you go. A pretty awesome little, I mean, wouldn't that look beautiful on a journal, right? And if I clip it on a journal, I would I probably would use a binder clip. I would probably use a binder clip, one of these little clips to clip it on, and then it's removable. You know, I don't like to put anything permanent on the outside that you can't remove because, you know, I've kind of tried that, and then you open it up and it's like jingle jangling around and getting in your way. So everything if I ever put anything on the outside, I usually try to put it so it's removable. So these binder clips, you can take this out, this little piece here. It does come out like that, and then see, and then you hook so you're going to hook this on there, put it on there. Okay, it's hooked on the way you say, put it the way you want it. You know, get everything how you want it. Say you want this in the front, make sure that's in the front. Put this on, and then you just put these back in the little holes, and there you go. You can clip it onto onto a book. I don't have a book here, but here's your binder clip. You clip it onto a book, and then push this down and it's hanging on your book, either on the side or the front, and you got it all together. So that's how I'm doing it, probably. Oh goodness, I'm about to sneeze. So anyway, and then these also, you can, well, you didn't even have to go through all that, did you? You could undo this and hook it on too. I was just showing you that in case you have a ring that you can't unhook, because I have done it that way, taken that little thing off. Or if you have the notebook rings, of course, you can just do that. So that's it for today. I think you have seen everything that you need to see. And so I'm going to have some fun putting some beads on here and finishing my little charms, and have these ready to go on some journals whenever I have one that they match, right? This one's neutral, except for a little blue. So anyway, see y'all next time. Have a great day and happy crafting.